Hey, enough of that. We're gonna test to make sure everything is going right. Do 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 do. Shh. Remember this. Probably Twitter went through twice, but that's a-okay. And everyone that's watching, I'm just fooling around right now. Make sure everything is going a-okay. Yeah, view my channel. Why did it say Monster Hunter World? What is blasphemy? It is not Monster Hunter World. It says it on there, but that's not correct. Oh, okay, so I definitely know Twitch is doing good. Twitch is doing good. Da, 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 da. We're going to change it. We're going to do this. I'm going to save it. Alright. Wonderful. Yeah, that's for everybody. Why not? Alright, so that's all situated. Everything is a-okay. And here we go. Alright. How do I go about this tuning again? If anyone has seen my video, which I highly doubt it because I removed it from YouTube, but I think it's still on like Twitch and stuff. I'm just doing this over again because the audio on my previous one was very poo-poo. I was not a big fan of it. But I got the correct mic on this time. Before I was using it through my webcam. But for some reason it didn't pick me up well. Anyway, let's get the show on the road. So apparently there's a lot of different Arcade1ups that are out now. And well, I just want to just go through all of them, seeing what if they're worth it, the appeal for it, etc. And usually these are currently out on the market, to my knowledge right now, that you can still pick up. Some may be more difficult to get than others. I am missing one, which is actually like an Asteroid 6-in-1. But from what I read, you can't get that anymore because that was like a Costco exclusive at one point, where it was I think it was like 6-in-1, and you get like a stool, like a 1-up stool, which stool, I don't know from the pictures if it didn't look comfortable. I'll try to look at that later on. But what I want to talk about is the Pac-Man arcade machine. And aesthetically, it looks great. So what I'm going to do is, let's go to the website and actually have a mosey on a better look-see there. See, what's nice about the Pac-Man arcade machine is that it's visually appealing, and that's usually what's kind of good about majority of these Arcade1ups, is if you have them set somewhere in a room, they pop, and they're pretty much a conversation starter. But like, oh wow, you own a Pac-Man arcade machine, which is great, but I might have an issue with the machine. See, it only comes with Pac-Man and Pac-Man Plus. And usually with a lot of the arcade machines, the 1-up arcade machines that are out now, usually at least contain 3 or a little bit more. And the thing is, Pac-Man is not a very memory demanding game. So I think usually the price, because they're usually retailed at $2.99 when released, isn't exactly, I guess, fair for retail. If anything, maybe it should be $2.50, because it only has 2 games and it's just Pac-Man, which is not, like I said, graphically demanding or memory demanding at all. But maybe like Jordy goes licensing, but still I think the price should be a little bit downward. But you really can't beat the artwork for this. But my issue is that they actually have like a tabletop one that comes with Pac-Man and like a bar side. It's like a miniature arcade. Excuse me. And it comes with Pac-Man Pal. Pac-Man and Pal. Well, this one gives you Pac-Man and Pac-Man Plus. It should at least give you Pac-Man Pal, like they do with the tabletop. But upon further discovery, actually, when I did it for my first time, going through on the countercades, check this out. Well, there it is right there, Pac-Man Pal. Or head-to-head cabinets. Is they do have like a Pac-Man one here, like $4.99. but it comes with like look, it comes with Pac-Man Plus, Pac-Man Mania, Pac-Man and POW, and Super Pac-Man, and Pac-Man Land, and it gives you Dig Dub and Galaga. But I think that Pac-Man Machine would be a lot more appealing and better if it gave you the other 3 games. Well, actually, the other 4 games, I should say, because you only get these 2 of the arcade. And if you get the tabletop, you only get these 2. Well, apparently, on 1UP Arcade actually has these other 3 licensed. And like I said, it doesn't look bad, but it would be nice to actually have all those in an arcade cabinet. And the thing is, they even had a revision for the Pac-Man arcade at Costco, which has a like a better screen, a light up marquee, and it comes with a stool for like about, I think, $350 to $380. Can't remember the price off the top of my head, but obviously they're revising their older arcades. So if anything, if they were to do like a third Pac-Man arcade machine, which would be ridiculous, it should just be this, or at least just have all the Pac-Man games on there. And people wonder, what about Miss Pac-Man? But apparently, from whatever it keeps saying, Miss Pac-Man's owned by a different company and had to go through some legal issues or something like that. I don't know. But all I know is that Pac-Man and Miss Pac-Man aren't the same people. So that's my thoughts on the Pac-Man game. Now, the next one is the Galaga and Galaxian one. And let's look at the Galaga Galaxian one. Where are you? Oh, right. Oh, look, there's an updated one for Walmart. And this arcade cabinet, like I said, I think it's a step down compared to the Pac-Man one, because this also is 2 games. And like I said, the control scheme is very simple, so if you wanted to mod it, you can't even do much with it. Same thing with the Pac-Man one, I forgot to mention. But the artwork on this is nice, but on the side it's very boring. I mean, it should at least be like Galaga on one side, then Galaxian on the other. But it's just, from what I know, it's just Galaga on both. But it's just a plain black cabinet. And I don't know what a Galaga machine looks like, to be honest with you. And if this is authentic to the machine, then I probably would not go for authenticity for it. Just because you want it to pop. Because if you just look at that Pac-Man arcade machine, it's just, look at that. It's just visually appealing. Oh, look, they're right there next to each other. Visually appealing to compared to that. Look at that bright yellow, that big art for it, and then it's like black in the front, and then you can usually add your own sticker right there if you want. I notice a lot of them have that space intentionally blank, but it just pops, and it's just a conversation starter. And the Galaga one is just boring as hell. Like I said, not a fan of it. And usually I think any game that's from like before the 90s should at least, I think at most, have 4 games. At most. I mean, at least. At least 4 games. Most, maybe 6, I think. Alright, next one. The Street Fighter 2 arcade machine. I'm so frustrated with this one. Because I love Street Fighter 2. Love it. One of my favorite games. And usually some people are just fine with the Street Fighter 2 arcade machine. But personally, I'm not. Because I remember I seen this at Walmart for $150, and part of me almost got it. But it's too boring. Because it only gives you Street Fighter 2, Super Street Fighter 2, New Challengers, and Street Fighter 2 Turbo. And once again, it has like that issue where it's just boring on the side. And I watched a video, it could be YouTube videos saying like, oh, this would look like in the arcade. Man, it may look like this, but I want like Akuma on the side, like that staring picture of like from Street Fighter Alpha, where like Akuma's looking down and Ryu's looking up, or at least like some of that corny art that's like on the side there, on here, going up and down, or something. It's just too boring. And also, I'm just mad at the games. I don't want Street Fighter 2 3 times. And I know people saying like, oh, well, certain characters are nerfed, buffed, added moves, and so forth. To me, I want to play the latest version of it. And if I had to pick 2, I'll just pick New Challengers and Turbo, just because New Challengers adds Cammy, T-Hawk, DJ, And Super Turbo adds all the extra new characters plus super specials. So I feel like the Champion Edition is just the most pointless one to be there on. And also, if they got the right, and also what I noticed was before is I'm going back to those head-to-head cabinets. There's a Capcom one there, and look what they have. They even have the original Street Fighter right there. So it would have been nice because Street Fighter is not the original Street Fighter is not fun to play, but it's a novelty of the past. Just to show where Street Fighter came from. Like you can see like Gen, you can see Birdie, before they begin, fully fleshed out from Alpha and Street Fighter 5. And it's, like I said, it's kind of just like a, nostalgic thing. And you can even pick your own characters. All you can play was like Ryu and Ken. So it's just been fun just to go through and see how bad it is. But yeah, just look at this. They even give you hyper fighting. They give you 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 versions of Street Fighter 2, but it only gives you 3. I mean, give us the other 2 at that point. But instead of just giving us 3. And look, this even combines the Final Fight arcade, but I'll talk about that once the time comes. But if I were to make an update to the Street Fighter 2 cabinet, give me Street Fighter. Just give me Street Fighter 2 Turbo. And give me Street Fighter Alpha 3. I think those ones are the best to play, just because there's different rosters. And the game is, they're still similar but different enough to actually go back and forth with, just for variety standards. And have some better art on the side of the machine, just because it's just, like I said, it's just too boring. But the precedent that a lot of people keep buying this pretty much arcade for is the button layout. Because this button layout, essentially, once you can mod these Arcade1up machines, can pretty much work for any of these games. So usually that's the positive about owning this specific arcade machine, just for the ability to mod it, really. So that's pretty much my opinion for it. I mean, like I said, just refed it 2-3 times, and you're probably gonna be playing Turbo, Super Turbo way more than the other 2. Now, next machine. The Centipede, Crystal Castles, and Missile Command and Millipede game, arcade machine. I think Walmart should still be selling those. Where are you? Yeah, right here. Let's see what the controls for this. Wow, basic controls. I mean, at least it's colorful on the side. And the thing is, this isn't even a machine for me. I am old, but but I still think this is a little too old for me. But like I say, I can't deny that side art though. This is like what the Pac-Man machine does well, and this one is just how it pops. And it just, like I said, looks great. I love the way this whole machine looks. And like I said, I can't really have I'm going to have an opinion on it, but it's just, I feel I can't do as harshly on it because I didn't grow up with any of these games. The only games I think I played with Centipede multiple times because, it's on phones and pretty much any basic arcade from a bowling alley because it's probably the cheapest one to manage. And I think I played Missile Command once. Other than that, it's just, I'd say really basic, but it has the trackball on it and stuff, so it kind of gives you a variety for it compared just to a majority of the other games. But this one, you really can't do much of the modding. But like I said, it does look cool. I like this. I like just the look at it because even owning it is would just be nice. Next up, the Space Invaders one is probably one of, I think, the best looking arcade machines. I mean, let's see if it's at the Walmart one, because I'm pretty sure. Yeah, here it is. It's a Walmart exclusive, maybe because it's blue like Walmart. It's probably one of the best looking arcades. Look how awesome that looks. I love the solid blue colors, the monsters coming through. This screams retro. But that price point, I'm not a fan of. Once again, this game is just so simple. You can play Space Invaders on almost anything, from like cell phones, the tablets, the consoles, even updated versions for it. It's not worth it. Just, and the thing is, even with, oh, look at that, that looks great. Even like for modding purposes, you can't even utilize it. Because like the arcade sticks are kind of just a two ways. It's just, yeah. There's only the only buttons on this player 1 and player 2, and a volume and on and off. I mean, once again, it's kind of like that standard. Like if you want it because it looks cool, but it only has one game. I know people are saying, well, actually, it has two. It has Space Invaders Color and Space Invaders Black and White, but still, just a game that only does this. Not worth $2.99. Like I said, if anything, it should be $2.50. I think $200, just because it only comes with one. But this looks great, though. Whoever designed this arcade looks wonderful. I mean, if anything, I would probably just like buy the arcade machine and probably switch it out with the Street Fighter, joysticks. That's probably what I would do for it. Because I love how this looks, up and down. Even when the blank black kiosk somehow works, just because the monsters are a solid black in the center. So some of the contrast looks really well. And what I would probably do is, like, I'd buy a stick. Like I said, usually with all these blanks, I would always put a sticker of the company there, like Taito or something like that, or Capcom, Konami. But like I said, not a fan of it. I wouldn't spend $300 on it. But I can really appreciate the art. Next one, the Rampage Defender Jousting Gauntlet. This is really cool. Now, let's find Rampage. See, I'm going at a better pace this time because I feel like the other time I was kind of rambling too much on it. See, this is what I'm talking about. I mean, as a generic blue, green, blue, because I'm colorblind much, green streak on the side. It's like they didn't even know what to do. Like, this marquee is really cool. I like it a lot. And what's funny is it's supposed to represent each side of like where you play. So the right would be the wolf, the middle would be Lizzie, and the left would be the gorilla. Which is the gorilla named George? I don't remember. I remember I played these more on the N64, and I actually played the classic one a good amount at a birthday party, and I like those. I think when I went to the PS2 era, it kind of got too boring for me, because I think it just took that away. But what's great about this is it's a 3-player cabinet. That's one of the good ones about it. It's a 3-player one, and it comes with 4 games. It gives you Rampage, Gauntlet, Joust, and Defender. Rampage is the only game on here that's 3 players, to my knowledge, and Joust and Defender are 2-player. I think Joust, I know, is definitely 2-player. Defender, I don't remember what the hell Defender is. I think that's a game. Let me check what Defender is, because I feel like I know what it is, and it's gonna bother if I don't know. Oh, this is Defender. So you get a side-scrolling game. Shoot 'em. That's pretty cool, actually. So this arcade cabinet, I think, is kind of worth it in a way. But like I said, minus the crappy art. Like, it should at least, I mean, it's a Rampage cabinet. You want the Rampage monsters on the side of it. I mean, they even did this great. Like, and even like around the machine here, like with the guys coming down, the buildings falling, it looks great. And I just love how clean this looks. But you get a good variety of games. Like I said, Rampage is 3-player, and Gauntlet, it's actually not even the 4-player version of Gauntlet. It's a 2-player version of it, which doesn't make sense to me. I mean, I know that it's only 3 remotes, but they should utilize it and just let it be the 4-player version when you only can play with 3 people. Because on Gauntlet, I know for a fact it's even modified. Because usually, I think Gauntlet was owned by Atari, but then it got bought out by Midway. And usually on a lot of emulators and stuff, you can see that it says that it's owned by like Atari in the bottom right. But then you actually see that's removed. So they actually went and modded that emulator. But I think it should have just been the 4-player version, and so 3 people can play, instead of just this being, Rampage being the only 3-player game on there, because it doesn't utilize the machine that well. I mean, it's like a Rampage machine with plus friends, and you only can just use 2 remotes. That's a failed opportunity, I think. But definitely, I think this would be one of the ones I would say definitely worth the $2.99. Just you get a lot of variety. You get like a monster beat 'em up game. You get like a dungeon crawler. You get like a 2-player versus game, and you get a side scrolling shoot 'em up game. So this is a good machine. I like this one. The only thing I would change is like you buy it, buy some new art. Definitely do that. There's a lot of modders out there that you can sell you stuff to change this out. Next one, asteroids. Haha. Asteroids. We're gonna find them. Oh wow, look at that price, it dropped. See, the asteroid one is nice. This is something that I love to see. Like I said, it's fixing like a lot of the issue on not fixing, but it's just, I don't know who does the art to these, but I feel like it's different people, because look at this asteroids one. Look how colorful it is and great looking, and you get 1, 2, 3, 4 games, and that controls, and look at that like control. It looks nice. Right, popping, great. Like I said, for a price like that, I think that's a good price. I think it's a fair price, because I think even like a discount, that's not even like, oh, for a limited time. That's like, it looks like it's their permanent price from now on. It's definitely good. From what a lot of people say and a lot of videos I've been watching, this spinner is dog doo doo. You do not want to use the spinner for Tempest. What you want to do is you want to buy this, and then at the same time you buy it, you want to get the nice metal spinner so it can actually spin, because apparently it's supposed to be like a dial, and what I've been seeing a lot of people explain is that it feels like a bottle of like cleaner, like laundry detergent. Not, is it laundry detergent? It's pretty much one of those bottles where you have to switch and you just put laundry detergent in the washing machine. It feels like a cap. It feels like one of those caps, and it looks like one of those caps. And people are saying Arcade1up should have a better spinner, but I'm like, I don't think so. I mean, they have to keep the cost low, and I understand that because they have to make a profit because they're licensing these games as well. But from a lot of people say online, it's probably one of the easiest mods to do, because you just, before you set it up, all you got to do is just order the metal spinner, and then you just undo the screws, and you put the screws back in, and then you got a great new spinner. And it has one of the funnest games you could play is Tempest. And Asteroids isn't bad either. I know what is it? Lunar Landing is really fun actually. Just if you know what it is, you're like a space guy, and you just have to like control, I think, the altitude of where you land. And you get better points depending how good you do, and as long as you don't break your butt doing it. But this is not bad. This is definitely worth it. For that price, yes. Like I said, for $2.99, I think it's pushing it, because it's like I said, these old Atari games that aren't graphically demanding. But the thing is, it has great art on the side too, so it has a lot going for it. But for that price, if you see it, and you're like and you just want to play something that's really quick and easy, and build some high scores and not get too invested in, this is definitely, I think, worth the $165 price point for it. Alright, what is next on my list? Well, I'll just talk about these two right here. So with these two arcade machines, it just combines the asteroids and the centipede, and I think that's awesome, because you even get the ball and the spinner, you get all these games, and you get both art on the side. And I feel like a lot more games should do that if they have multiple IPs for it. Like I said, Galaga should have done that with Galaga on one side and Galaxian on the other, and so forth, because this is cool. I like this. I do see this still flying around every now and then, but these are harder to find. but I would definitely recommend this if you get the combination of both these in one. And like I said, you get great art on both sides, and you get like a a special marquee right there, and you get extra buttons. So I think this is a win. This is definitely one of the better ones again. And if it's a $2.99, hell yeah, grab that. Now Golden Tee. I don't know anything about Golden Tee. I know it's a golf game, and I'd always see it at bars, like. And I remember, and this is like the selling point. It has like it's like what? GameStop. Why? I clearly clicked into your thing, and then yeah, that was weird. I love how they kids that little bubble. It's like, yeah, we gotta light up marquee finally, because that's supposed to be the selling point. I mean, it comes with an exclusive riser. I mean, the Pac-Man one too at Costco does, but $3.99 you get all these Golden Tee games. Wow, Seymour just brings me down there. I mean, it is just a ball and you just roll it. A lot of people online say the ball's fine, but it's just a basic ball. You probably can get a better one installed, but I haven't looked in the installation process. I have no interest in Golden Tee. I just remember just going to places that would have it, and there's like people stabbing at the ball. I'm like, why is there indents and carvings on the ball? Who's just getting a knife and just I don't know, get better grip and just to spin it? But I mean, it's okay. It's a simple marquee. I mean, and to be honest, I kind of like the side art in a way, because I kind of like the white with the black and then with the green outline. It works. And from what I gathered from my knowledge of each Golden Tee game, it's just they have different courses, and apparently there's a Golden Tee that came out after 2000 that essentially combines all these plus more, and they're probably graphically different. But like I said, I don't know much about, like I said, Golden Tee. I'm not a fan of it, but it's, at least they give you about 4 different versions of Golden Tee with the ball, and you get a unique experience. Plus, you get a light up marquee. This is very selective. I think they won't sell as much on this as they think they will, so you probably find this discounted eventually. But I mean, it's just for the specific person. Maybe if you want to set up your own little bar or something, you just have that hanging out. Just make sure no one's bringing knives and stabbing your ball and, flipping it through. Alright, next one. Alright, this is probably one of my favorite machines. And we're going to talk about that real quick. Where are you? I know you here. See, Final Fight. The Final Fight arcade machine. Look at that. It gives you Final Fight, 1944, Ghosts and Goblins, Strider. This is probably one of the best, arcade cabinets to get, just because the variety you get for it. Because you get a side-scrolling beat-em, a 2-player side-scroller beat-em up, a 2-player, top-scroller game. It's one of the playing games that go up this way instead of that way. And it's 2-player, and it's actually fun. I remember playing the 1944 a lot, and I liked it. And I remember just getting the crazy special where you drop bombs and fire goes everywhere. Ghosts and Goblins is such a classic. That's a very fun and frustrating game. And then Strider's cool. It's not as how do I say it? It won't get you as mad as Strider. I mean, it won't get you mad as Ghosts and Goblins, but it's a cool game to have. This is a great selection. And the fact is, you get Final Fight, one of the acclaimed side-scroller beat-em-ups to own. It's wonderful. And, I like the side art here. I mean, the side art, the front art here. But I feel, part of me feels like there's a lot going on. I mean, this really literally screams out, 90s. But then, once again, that back is so boring. I mean, this is what Capcom does, is just put their, game in the middle and just make it a solid black. Because how are you going to have, all this good art? And then I even like the control panel here, the control sticks here. The art for it, I mean. Just because of, the barbed wire going through, and it's, it's simple, but it's, and it's enough to have it going on to look good, too. I really like it. Oh, Dexter. Oh, Dexter's sneezing over there. But I think this is one of the arcade cabinets that's definitely worth it. It's great. Like, I don't have this yet because I feel like eventually they might do a revision on this. I don't know why. Deep down inside, I feel like they might do a revision for it just because on the Black Series Arcade1up Street Fighter 2 cabinet, you get all those, like, you get you get Final Fight, Ghosts and Goblins 1944, and Strider, and you get 2 extra games, Commando and Darkstalkers, for this top table one. So I feel like I don't know, I feel like if these sell a lot, they might turn these into arcades, which would be great to have all of these into into something like this. And like I said, just I hope they put better art. I would die if they would have like Darkstalkers art on the side, and then like maybe Street Fighter like on the other side, and then like have like the Final Fight like marquee maybe, and maybe the Ghosts and Goblins around. I don't know. There's something that creative I would love to see with these cabinets. Next one, I think my personal favorite, which I actually do own now, is the Mortal Kombat 2 arcade machine. This is awesome, just because they put a lot of care and attention to detail into it. Because it is, let me go to Walmart just to get a better picture of it for you guys. Yeah, look at that! I found that really quick. I mean, this is literally my childhood. Just seeing this in the Mortal Kombat 1 arcade machine. Just rated on the side, looking at the thunder. That Mortal Kombat 2, and those. Like, they even went as far as to change the joysticks to the bat top ones. And they even have the controls to set up to the X controls. Because usually with Mortal Kombat, you actually have the middle would be blocked, so you just have essentially punch, high punch, block in the middle, like low kick, heavy kick, I guess, and then the bat tops there. And it gives you Mortal Kombat 2, and Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3. Not Mortal Kombat 3 that just has no ninjas in it, no Scorpion. It gives you Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3, gives you the ninjas back, with including Melina, Jade, Katana, Scorpion, Masked Sub-Zero with Unmasked Sub-Zero, Smoke, Ermac. I don't think Noob's playable in this game. I don't remember if Noob is playable or not in this game. But yeah, it's pretty cool. This is like a personal favorite of mine, and like I said, it's 3. And the thing is, people say, "Oh, it's 3 fighting games," and it's not like Street Fighter at all, because once again, you got Street Fighter 3 different times, which is with updates to it. These are 3 different fighting games, like 3 different animals from it. Like Mortal Kombat, it's slower. The Mortal Kombat 2 is an improvement, a big improvement over Mortal Kombat 2, the bigger roster, updated moves, double the fatalities, friendships, etc. Mortal Kombat 3 is a different animal because it has a combo system in it, different characters, stage transitions, and so forth. And you get different fatalities. So each game has something new to offer. And also, this arcade cabinet pops. Like, look at like I said, the side rating, the red outline for it, the bat top. It's great. What I'm going to do is, with this blank space, I'm going to put Midway on it, because just to have it pop there. I'm surprised it didn't say, I'm surprised they kept the Midway logo. It doesn't say WB Games on there. I'm going to talk about why I'm surprised it's there. But the thing is, though, the Walmart versions, I don't know. I know they have an updated Walmart version for it, because previously they had the regular screens with no lit up marquee. But the Costco versions of them, if you buy them, they come with the riser. They come with a riser, a Mortal Kombat special riser for it. It just has the Mortal Kombat Dragon logo in stone. And it comes in, not in real stone, just a cover in stone. And it comes with the light up marquee, which is an update to it, and an updated screen. And it has an updated board for it, because I guess a lot of people had a bunch of problems with their boards in the past that bought the first wave of these. So everything's improved all around. Updated board, updated monitor, and light up marquee. I know the Walmart versions have the light up marquee, and they have the riser for it. Let me see if I can find it, if it's there. Because I think you can buy the combo for it. Yeah, there it is right here, actually. Yeah, it has the riser right there. Like, that's the only thing I was talking about. So, like I said, and this is not bad at all. Because trying to play the original 3 is kind of hard, because you can't play them on PC anymore. Well, you can play it, but they just don't work, because they used to use Windows for Live, and you have to do some abstract way to play them on your computer. I mean, you can emulate them as well, but I want to officially support Mortal Kombat and WB games, just to, get more of these out, and maybe they might do remakes or something. Because there's a lot of the idea of these 1UP arcade machines, you just supporting the IPs and supporting 1UP to do more arcades like this in the future. But, like I said, if you're a big Mortal Kombat fan or just a big fan of fighting games and just want to have fun, highly recommend this with the riser itself, just to get that nice exclusive Mortal Kombat riser. Now, next one. What's the next one there? The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles one. This one I actually played a good amount. And I have one little bit of criticism for it. And let's go all the way up. With this machine, what's awesome is it has the 4 sticks on there, just like the classic Ninja Turtles arcade machine. And it pops out. Like, my concern with it was like kind of with the Rampage, I think you'd be a little too tight. At least with this, it kind of gives you the extra room to stretch out to the side corner, because you can see the buttons are in a slant. So it gives you that, and look at that, all that original art. I kind of wish it at least would give you like the turtles and some of the Turtles in Time art. At least it would just be like maybe on the other side. Oh, that's what I wanted to say with the Mortal Kombat one. I kind of wish it would have Johnny Cage from the Mortal Kombat 1 arcade machine on one side and then Mortal Kombat 2 on the other side. So I wish the Turtles machine did that as well. Just the classic Turtles machine, the Turtles arcade machine there, and then Turtles in Time on the other side. And also, what's weird is this says Nickelodeon on it there, and right there, right by April's foot. It's strange because Konami made this game, and Nickelodeon just bought the licensing for the Ninja Turtles for it. So I don't know why they wouldn't give Konami the credit, just to have their logo somewhere around here, because when you boot the game up, it does say Konami on it, but it should say that on the machine. So if anyone were to get this machine, I would say to pay respect to it is to buy a Konami sticker and put it like maybe above the Ninja Turtles logo or something. But another thing also is this doesn't have a light up marquee, but this does have the updated screen I was talking about with like the Mortal Kombat arcade machines that they, like I said, pretty much I guess the third wave you can call them for it has the updated screen, and also it has the volume adjuster. Usually on every arcade machine before this, it would just have a setting to off, loud, and I guess loud as hell. But now you actually have a button like a TV remote, like I'll go like 1 through 20, so you can adjust the volume for it. But this should really came in with the light up marquee. But there's a lot of mods for it that help with it. And a friend of mine that I was playing with that has this, I was playing with it. He bought the light up marquee, and what's really cool with the light up marquee is that it says Konami on it. So there's that as well. And having light up marquee just makes the whole system pop. And it looked well. It looked like it was part of the machine. He did a great job on it. So there's a bunch of different mod websites and a lot of you watch a bunch of different YouTube videos of how to do it. So now let me talk with my one major gripe for it. You get 2 side-scrolling beat 'em ups, great ones, at that. But I wish you got a third game. And you're thinking to yourself, what third game would you put on it? Because you only have 2 buttons there for each. My suggestions would be Gauntlet. Just because, remember earlier how I mentioned earlier on the Rampage one, the Rampage machine has like 3 players, but Gauntlet's only 2 players. They put the 2-player version for whatever reason. I think Gauntlet would be great since you have the 4 controls there to play. Or, to be realistic, because, they probably want the Gauntlet machine over with the Rampage one just because of licensing, and because this is pretty much strictly sold as a Ninja Turtles arcade machine. I will put Ninja Turtles for the NES. And I know a lot of people bash the game, and also the Angry Video Game Nerd freaking, shits on it all the time. And his videos is actually really good about it. But the reason why is because that specific Ninja Turtles game only requires 2 buttons since it's on the NES. And it'll be great just to have like kind of an adventure game. So you have 2 side-scroller beat 'em ups in one difficult adventure game to play, just to help, give you a little bit of variety for it. Because this is one of the more expensive arcade machines, because it's $400, and pretty much the justification for it is that you're getting a riser and you're getting pretty much an extended arcade sticks. Really, you're getting 4 arcade sticks. So that would be my one update to this. It's just to have a turtle, that NES Turtles game with it. But other than that, this is a great machine. It plays well. It's very solid. I liked it when I was playing it. If you're a Turtles fan or a fan of just side-scrolling beat 'em ups, this is I highly recommend as well. Like I said, my suggestions is probably get something that's put Konami's logo on there, even though Konami hasn't been doing too well in my opinion the past few years since Metal Gear Solid 5. But definitely play tribute to them in the arcade machine, and maybe get the light up kiosk that says Konami on it, because what's cool is you can take this wooden one off and put it above it or somewhere in your room. But yeah, definitely pretty cool. Alright, the next one, the Marvel Superheroes one, because the Marvel Superheroes and Children of the Atom, etc. So this one I'm getting as well, actually. I just gotta wait for it to ship. But there's actually 2 versions of this machine, and I'm gonna put them up. So the difference is, this is the special edition version for it, and pretty much you're paying $3.99 for it, and it's, like I said, a very expensive machine. And I'm a big comic book guy, and I love all 2 of these games here. The Punisher I never played, but I looked up videos on it, and it looks awesome. I wish I got to play this as a kid, just because it's so toward your comic book fans, because it's a side-scrolling beat 'em up, and you get to play as it's 2 players, and you get to play as the Punisher and Nick Fury. And I bet when a lot of people are going to play this game, why is Nick Fury a white dude? Because since the Marvel's cinematic universe has Samuel L. Jackson playing them, and a lot of the cartoons and comic books now have him being black, it's kind of cool to see a testament of the time where Nick Fury was a white guy at one point, and spoiler alert, he was living on the moon for God knows how long. But anyway, X-Men Children of the Atom is pretty cool. This have the predecessor to all the Marvel vs. series, and seeing all those cool X-Men characters. But a cool caveat to it is Akuma from Street Fighter is in this game. So if you kind of want a little bit of a Street Fighter, taste for it, because you don't have the Street Fighter arcade cabinet, you got Akuma there, to help fill in that little void. And I mean, it's kind of cool. And then you have Marvel Superheroes, which is very fun. It's kind of where they got it just right, just for how the game plays. And also like I said, they're going with the bat tubs as well, very similar to Mortal Kombat. So here's the thing, this is $3.99 and it's an exclusive, and you can get this at Walmart for $2.99. And let me try to find the other one, actually, a better picture for it. Here it is. This is what I wanted people to find. Alright, so we're gonna just look at it here, because you get it for $3.79. You can pick it up at the store and so forth, because this is technically $3.99 plus shipping. And the exclusives for this is for the Walmart version, what you just get is what you see. You get a the riser, and you get basic controls. Really, is there? Yeah, you can kind of do a zoom in on this. Yeah, see, this is what the controls look like here. And oh god, and you get this beautiful artwork on the side. Look at that, Thanos. Look at Dr. Doom, Shumagorath. Look, you see Magneto popping up over there, and you get a Blackheart right there. This just looks great. This is original art. I've never seen this before. This looks so awesome. This is just would catch anybody's eye popping in. You could really appreciate the artwork, and then just how everything looks, from the side art to even just the even control sticks, because you even get like the comic book like art, like the comic book art for it straight from the page itself. It's great. And this one also has the updated screen with the volume adjuster too. That's another benefit. It has the updated stuff for it. So, and you're wondering what's the difference between this one and the Walmart one? Well, the riser, the Walmart one, the arcade exclusive one, this is what the riser looks like. And this is what the riser looks like for the exclusive one. It's different. It's a little different from there. Also, you get a nice yellow trimming compared to the... I like the blue. I like the blue as well. I could take either or. So that's kind of how to differentiate the different ones there. You also get a... the buttons are going to be slightly different because these are going to be Sanwa buttons. And if you don't know what Sanwa buttons are, they're more expensive buttons. They're supposed to be for, I guess, more competitive heavy players for it. So they're named brand buttons compared to generic nameless brand buttons. So essentially you're already paying for it without the mods, because a lot of people, when they get these Arcade1ups, they tend to mod their buttons themselves just to, have a better quality buttons for it. So this already gives you red and Sanwa. You get the yellow trimming for it. You get the exclusive riser. Also, I forgot to mention, you get a light up marquee. That's right. The basic one at Walmart marquee does not light up, but this one does. And pretty much, yeah, you get a Marvel certificate of authenticity. But yeah, that's really it there. Yeah, light up marquee, Sanwa joysticks and buttons. Oh yeah, and both Ninja Turtles and this Marvel one have dual speakers as well. Yeah, that's really it between the two different ones. I've been seeing videos of people getting this at Target, I think for $199 as well, without the riser. So essentially, like, if you're paying $200, the riser itself is between $40 to $50, but that's with a generic 1-up one. So I'm assuming this might be a Walmart exclusive that is $380, that you get all this with a an exclusive, like, I guess you could say Walmart edition version of this riser. Well, the online version, apparently, is going to be only 8,000 of these being made. It's going to just have the, bells and whistles of just Sanwa buttons, light up marquee, yellow trim, exclusive riser, and a certificate of owning the specific brand of arcade. Now, we're going to... Oh, Dexter's having sneezies over there. Okay, now we're going to the next arcade machine. Dun, 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 dun. The last one I'm not a big fan of. It's the Star Wars arcade machine. Let's go to look at it here. Boom. See, I'm a lot more prepared in this stream. A little happy with that. So, this is, I guess, was in arcades where people, I guess, played the Star Wars arcade game. Look, kind of reminds me of a lot from the Star Fox game because it has the wireframes and stuff, but it's not based on any home console releases that you can actually play. It's actually based on the 3 movies, and this was just an arcade exclusive for it, and pretty much the selling point is this special, controller. It's really it. I mean, this pretty much has all the updates that the Marvel one had, and the Ninja Turtles, yeah, I'm gonna stop there. Ninja Turtles and Marvel one has, but it just doesn't have any buttons. It's just it's pretty much just a simulator playing game, really. But I'm not gonna deny the beautiful art for this. Like, if you're a Star Wars fan and you own this is gonna look great. Like, just having this by the movies or by a poster, this looks sexy. Like I said, I'm not even the biggest Star Wars fan, but I can definitely appreciate how awesome it looked with Vader, the X-Wing, the TIE fighters flying around. This looks awesome. I just kind of wish, like, the buttons underneath the remote would, like, light up or something just to simulate, like, I don't know an actual ship. But yeah, this is a. I want to see like if it comes with. Does it have a light up marquee? What are the features for it? I wonder. Let me see. Oh, it has a light up marquee, so it's one of the few that has the light up marquee. So far the 1UP arcades that I know for a fact that have a light up marquee is the updated version for Pac-Man that Costco sells with Pac-Man and a stool. Mortal Kombat, the exclusive Marvel vs. Capcom one, the the golf game, and Star Wars. So, what is that golf game called now? I'm mad. Golden Tee. Yeah. So far there's been 5 of the arcades that 1UP made that have pre-built light-up marquees. So 5 to my knowledge. So you're wondering, what's the point of owning these when you can usually emulate them? Who are they for? All that stuff. And as much as I bash some of them, these are just personal preferences of what you want to own. It's like kind of a decorative piece, I guess is the best say. It's like you own it's like me owning the Spider-Man signed Spider-Man poster there. Not gonna do much with it. I just like to look at it and own it, and people admire it because beautiful colors, signed by the artist that did it. I think it's very similar to owning these arcade machines, but except you have the aesthetic of playing them. But my thing is that I think if Arcade1up is gonna be releasing them, they should have a minimum amount of games on there that should be different enough. Like the Street Fighter 2 one shouldn't just be Street Fighter 2 3 different times. It should just be like Street Fighter, pick a Street Fighter 2, give you Street Fighter Alpha, give you Street Fighter 1, hell, give you even Third Strike. Same thing with Pac-Man. Like when we saw that bar top one, it just gave you like 6 Pac-Man games. And like I said, Pac-Man game is not a memory heavy game. It should at least give you at least 3 Pac-Man games to help to break up the monotony of just playing different Pac-Man games. But these are just really cool. I mean, and they don't take up much room. Easy. I mean, if you can set up IKEA furniture, you can set this up. They all look great. It's just like depends what games you like, what you're attached to, what your sentiment toward it, and what you want to just turn on every now and then. These are just really cool. Now I want to talk about ones that aren't out yet. Apparently, they're coming out with a King of Fighters 98 one. Well, I don't know why I could have King of Fighters 98 because look at the marquee for it. I don't know much for it because apparently Japan showed this on their website. And and if this is the final product, I'm so mad that the riser looks better than the side paneling. Granted, the red pops and stuff, but King of Fighters usually has a game of has characters of 30 plus. You really couldn't fit any more people on the side. Also, I don't know why they picked. I mean, 98 is the more exclusive, is the more known one, I guess. I still think 2001 might be a little bit more exclusive, but might be more known. But once again, it's kind of like that Street. I think is though with the use of the King of Fighters game, I should feel the same way I feel about the Street Fighter 2, but this isn't like Street Fighter 2 where you get pretty much the same roster 3 times. Usually with each King of Fighters game, they rotate so many different characters from one another that it's just crazy to think about that. That you get confused with who's in what game. I mean, I kind of wish it gave you Metal Slug. Just give you King of Fighters 98 and 96 in Metal Slug instead of just 94, because usually 98 and 96 are a little bit more refined for it. So I hope this really isn't the final version for it. And then apparently we're supposed to get this Karate Champ was shown at conventions and stuff, but then it got changed to Burger Time. And the thing is, the Burger Time one I do see is up on the Japanese website for Arcade1up, and it's actually one of the different arcades just because it's shaped like the chef. And this is a great arcade because look at it, it's so different from all the other ones. Full art on the side. Once again, you can add something there in the middle, and then you can even see from there it's a 4-player one. But but it's gonna look kind of cramped. They should have went the Ninja Turtles route and made it, extended to be longer. So you're gonna, because like I said, even playing Ninja Turtles one, you could be a little tight. So I hope this isn't the final product for it. And then also with the Karate Champ one, people were saying that maybe through licensing they had to switch it over, but it makes no sense if you can license the game on there and play it. Why do you have to relicense it for it to show the artwork for it? I guess. I think what might happen is America might be getting this one while Japan gets this one. Maybe Japan likes Burger Time more. America will like Karate Champ more. I don't know. And to be honest, I hope we get this one over the Karate Champ arcade, just because this is so boring. I'm not a fan of this art on the side and how just dark it is. It's just not my thing. But yeah, it's alright. I mean, these are pretty much, I don't have an opinion. My only opinion with King of Fighters, I hope it just adds one more exclusive game. Just kind of like what Marvel does, how it gives you 2 fighters and a side-scroller. SNK should do that too, give you 2 fighting games and a side-scroller, like Metal Slug. Any of the Metal Slugs, just to break up the monotony for it. But this Burger Time one, you get 1, 2, 3, 4. You get 4 different games. That's great. Like, you get like a fighting, I guess essentially a fighting game, and you get these old school arcade games, and you get like a beat 'em up game. You get Bad Dudes. Come on, are you bad enough to save the president? But that's pretty much my synopsis of all these arcade machines. If you can get them for one, like I said, you can look around Walmart and see if they get discounted for like $150. I've been hearing stories where people just sometimes even get them for $75. And if you really want to try to like look for it in a quicker manner, what you can do is just call and ask, or you can use brickseek.com, type in like brickseek Arcade1up, and then it'll show you like what's available, what's in stock, what the sales price is for it. So like if you want an example for it, you can go to like I think the best way to do is like Google, you go to brickseek Arcade1up Street Fighter, and then you go there. It's usually the top in the search. Then you put your your zip code in. And then it usually, like I said, see, $74, 75% off. So usually people are just trying to find these just to get, to mod these, just for these heavily discounted ones. See, look, $2.99, $2.99, 75% off. See, that's probably the only time I would get the Street Fighter one, just because it's $74, and you pay way more for that for just a single game. Instead, you're getting this whole, this whole accessory for your apartment or house, just to have there. Like I said, I wasn't a fan of the art for it, but you can't just deny an arcade just chilling in your house. But yeah, so you look out of stock. Pretty cool. So usually if you ever see this, just call that specific Walmart, ask if they still have it, and they usually can't guarantee to hold it. So if they have it, go right away and pick it up. But yeah, that's my synopsis for all the Arcade1up machines. If you like what I'm doing, like, subscribe, all the shenanigans. Thanks for watching, and everyone